It's one of those things. I do believe absolutely in free speech, but like I say, there are consequences to free speech. You should have the free speech, but you're not immune from consequences.
They're not entitled to have a visa.
This is nothing less than a battle for the soul of our nation.
Do you see a double standard to let the boat arriving but denying access to people who don't have any criminal charges or criminal
Tommy
record?
Robinson's had a few criminal charges.
No, but the speaker from other countries doesn't have it.
Maybe not, but if they're backing Tommy Robinson, then they're extreme right wing.
I think it's very hypocritical because there's people coming over on the boats illegally. He's not doing much to stop that.
I'm here in London, England, and in just a few days, Tommy Robinson is set to hold his massive United Kingdom rally. And apparently, that has Keir Starmer's government terrified. In the lead up to this event, the UK government has started cancelling visas and blocking entry for commentators, activists, journalists, and even politicians connected to Tommy Robinson's rally.
And you'll see it again on Saturday at a march designed to confront and intimidate this diversity and this diverse country. That is why this Labour government will block far-right agitators from travelling to Britain for that event. Because we will not allow people to come to the UK to threaten our communities and spread hate on our streets.
My colleague Avi Yemini wasn't even planning to come, yet he still received an email from the UK government revoking a visa he had applied for more than a year ago, claiming his presence in the UK was not conducive to the public good. But what exactly is conducive to the public good under Keir Starmer? Are boats filled with illegal migrants conducive to the public good? Are radical Islamist preachers conducive to the safety of British communities? Are the grooming gangs he once tried to shield? This socialist government has become a world leader in arresting people over non-violent online speech, far ahead of countries like Russia and China. Starmer knows he can't stop Tommy Robinson's supporters through the court because the law is not on his side. So instead, his government is using executive powers to deny people entry into this country. This is not democracy. This is political censorship. Keir Starmer refuses debate. He refuses criticism. And he refuses to take responsibility for the failed policies that have left so many people in this country feeling abandoned. Following these visa cancellations, Ben Habib, chairman of the advocacy group Great British, wrote to Starmer's government warning that Britain has historically distinguished itself from authoritarian systems precisely because it has defended the principle that controversial speech is answered by debate. He also wrote that the British public is increasingly concerned that the term far right is now being deployed indiscriminately against conservatives, nationalists, immigration critics, cultural traditionalists, and political dissenters generally. In his letter, Habib is demanding that the government release the information used to justify these entry bans, explain under which legal authority they act, and answer for what appears to be a politically motivated crackdown. But I made it in. I was able to fly under the radar, and I'm here because the truth needs to be shown now more than ever. These people are not far-right agitators. They are working-class citizens who are tired of being ignored, censored, and demonized for speaking out against open borders, mass immigration, and a socialist government that has failed them.
So I'm just here really basically asking people what they think about your government and Keir Starmer. Do you think they are great? Do you think they...
Omni-shambles. That's the one word you need, omni-shambles. We had omni-shambles with the Tories, we've got omni-shambles with Labour.
Which is why reform has done so well, because it's just a knee-jerk reaction to the others.
I think he's a coward, you know, and he really should prescribe the IRGC and do more to combat Islamic extremism and anti-Semitism. You know, he's like Sadiq Khan in a way. He's totally incompetent. He doesn't really have any real passion.
Well, I've never thought much about him. I've never thought he was very good. But I'm not sure there's anyone to replace him at the moment, so I wouldn't necessarily want him to go.
I think he's a bit sort of plain, boring, nothing really too dramatic.
He's clearly lost the support of his backbenchers, or many of them, and very clearly the country is unhappy with him. That's how you read the elections.
I think he's not trying hard enough. He owes too many people favours that now he's in a position of power, he can't do what he wants to do. He's the best of a bad bunch.
It's your government, Keir Starmer, denying access to some people who were attending Tommy Robinson's rally to speak. And I'm asking the people if they see any concern about free speech in this country.
Yes, I think
Definitely.
so.
Yeah.
Some people get free speech and some don't, which is never... I actually think you should be able to say just about anything. So I'm a free speech fan.
I mean, it should be. You know, it's the same as the whole idea that they've got in the States about the free speech amendment. Everybody has the right, or should have the right, to free speech. You don't have the right to be exempt from the consequences of free speech, but free speech should be an absolute right. Otherwise, we're no better than North Korea or Russia.
I think it's very hypocritical because there's people coming over on the boats illegally. He's not doing much to stop that. He's not deporting people who are extremists and Islamic fundamentalists that really should be deported. And it's just part of Keir Starmer's clampdown on free speech. And free speech in the United Kingdom is one of our tenets of democracy, and it should be respected.
So you mean denying fascists the right to speak? Well, I think that's a good thing.
You think it's a good thing?
Yeah, why do you want fascists on the street?
I think it's a pretty common tendency here, to be honest, and it's not really anything that's particularly new. I mean, it's a left-wing government, somewhat left-wing government, and people here aren't really fond of Tommy Robinson. I can see why people would say it's a free speech issue there, but I'm simply just not surprised.
I think the vast majority of people in this country are tolerant, and they do not follow the policies that perhaps more right-wing and less tolerant people do. That might answer the question. To say?
Like, that's basically, I thought we live in a democracy where you can come and do and protest. Obviously not, because they're picking and choosing. It's like saying we don't want him to come because it's the Kanye West situation with the wireless. I know there's reasons behind it, but you're just picking and choosing who you want. That's not democracy.
Did you saw an erosion of free speech in this country?
Yes.
How?
Universities not allowing the debate of things, and I think universities should be able to debate anything within a safe kind of environment. Things not being allowed to be said, not being allowed to be explored. And that happened in the early noughties and has continued on. That's my view as a very old person.
Yeah, I think the problem is we're getting less and less critical thinking because people are shut down if they don't agree with that person's particular political persuasion. You need to find out about what's going on with people who don't think the way that you do and understand what their reasons are, because you can't improve things for everybody unless everybody has a voice. And they're trying to be very selective about who has a voice, which is one of the reasons we're in the mess we're in, I think, across the Western world.
Do you have any concern about free speech in this country when we are seeing that you have 12,000 arrests over non-violent speech online, and now you have like your government just deciding banning visas of people who disagree with him.
Correct. It's a tragedy. You know, we should really protect free speech in this country. And I think Reform UK is going to be and Nigel Farage is going to be the party that represents and defends free speech and democracy in this country. Labour don't care about free speech at all. And they don't care about the fact that there's an Islamic takeover in this country. And like I said, we need a general election as soon as possible.
Do you think it's not better to have debates and open discussion?
I'm not sure fascists are up for a debate. I mean, Tommy Robinson's a violent thug, so I wouldn't be keen on him being anywhere.
Because people will point out that people arriving by boat illegally are granting access to this country, but people who are either politicians, speakers, or activists are being denied the entry. Do you see a double standard?
Oh yeah, definitely so. But it's nothing new. I wouldn't say it's anything to do with Keir Starmer. I mean, the boat problem has been going on for years, and also people back when there was a Conservative government were being deplatformed at certain places. I remember like a few years back when Jordan Peterson, who's a lot less right-wing than Tommy Robinson, was going to go and work at Cambridge in the Faculty of Divinity. And a bunch of students protested that, and he was blocked from doing that. So Britain's been like this for a while. It's not really a recent thing.
And I think people who deny Holocaust should not be allowed to speak. I think people who do not believe in tolerance should be treated with caution.
If you want the protesters to protest about stuff that you care about, you've got to allow the people to protest about stuff we don't really care about, that they care about themselves, you know what I mean? Each to their own, but if we want to protest good, we've got to let them protest stuff we don't like about it.
I think you're thinking about this this woman who's been told that she can't come over here. She wasn't granted a visa recently.
There is 7 people being denied entry in this country.
Yeah. But I mean, they've done exactly the same with P. Diddy. But then, you know, he's been sort of like celebrating Nazism and swastikas, and, you know, Europe was the area the most blighted by the Nazis' anti-Semitic ideology. So I can understand why. Why Kanye West wasn't allowed to come and perform at a festival.
Do you see a double standard to let the boat arriving but denying access to people who don't have any criminal charges or criminal
Tommy
report?
Robinson's had a few criminal charges.
No, but the speaker from other countries doesn't have it.
Maybe not, but if they're backing Tommy Robinson, then they're extreme right wing.
So, do you know that St. Louis was denied the docking in New York when it left Germany? Do you know about the St. Louis?
Sorry, I
No?
didn't get it.
So here it is. St. Louis was a boat full of Jewish refugees, including children, who arrived illegally in New York, and they were not allowed to dock. Do you think that was the right policy back in 1939?
You know, we don't have laws like they have in Germany about the Nazis. But any kind of ideology that's promoting genocide, that's, you know, talking about it is one thing, doing it, following it, and you do have people who will follow it, and we've seen it in this country with a lot of anti-Semitic attacks recently. So it's one of those things. I do believe absolutely in free speech, but like I say, there are consequences to free speech. You should have the free speech, but you're not immune from consequences.
Yeah, they're not entitled to have a visa just because they...
It's definitely double standards. But you're fighting each end. The people that are coming here, they want to come here for a better life, and they're coming here because they know that if they come here, they're going to have a better chance than any of the other countries. But that's their own fault. They made it so good for people to come here. Now everyone wants to come here. Now what are they going to do? They can't say no now all of a sudden they've said yes to people.
Do you have any concern about free speech here in England?
No, not really.
No?
No.
When we are seeing like that per year, 12,000 people have been arrested for non-violent online speech.
I don't know what they were saying. I mean, some of it's ridiculous. Yeah.
So do you think sometimes they go too far, the government?
Yes.
Yeah.
Often.
Because among the people, there were a sitting parliament at the European Parliament, Mr. Dominic Sardinsky, who got denied entry just because he is a vocal advocate for zero illegal immigration in Poland.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you see this an infringement?
I think the problem with the EU is that it's a committee, and committees are not very good at making clear decisions. They have to compromise all the time. We're not part of that anymore, but I think we still have a bit of that EU groupthink mentality.
The UK needs our support. They are counting on us to show the truth. Go to TommyReports.com to support this mission and help cover my travel costs.